From the coop, from the sea, food we see every day. In Singapore, almost all of it is imported. But a few people are trying something different. Growing it here. In Singapore's northwest, one of the country's largest egg farms produces eggs by the millions.
Many people don't even know that there are egg farms in Singapore.
Overseeing the operation is the farm's general manager, Zhi Xuan. The farm spans 20 hectares. Across the site, 30 hen houses hold tens of thousands of birds each.
There are currently 3 farms, and Chew's is the largest farm in Singapore. We produce up to 1 million eggs a day. We are also the first and only cage-free egg supplier. We started cage-free farming because it was a more humane way, a more ethical way of rearing our birds, for them to express their natural behaviors like perching, like dust bathing. You can really see a difference in the behavior of the birds.
Farming in Singapore comes with one major constraint: land. With limited space, the hen houses are built upwards.
Our expansion really started from 2018 onwards. At the new farm, we had the chance to invest in newer infrastructure, newer equipment. We had a chance to properly do up a layout for the farm, to really plan it out properly. We also increased the capacity of each house.
Land isn't the only challenge. There's also manpower.
It's very difficult to attract young Singaporeans to work in the agriculture industry. We cope by having a lot of automation in all our processes. The most basic automation is climate control. So temperature, the wind speed, the humidity, it's all centrally controlled by a computer.
So much of the work here is automated.
The feed and water delivery to the birds is also automated. So each bird will consume about 100 grams of feed every day. So that translates to 100 tons of feed that we need to sustain our population of 1 million birds.
But the birds still need human care.
We have guys going around to monitor the birds every single day, and their main job would be to monitor the bird's health. That is something that cannot be automated, not yet anyway. If there's any sick or injured bird, they will be removed. They will be rehabilitated in a special area.
Once an egg is laid, it begins its journey. All the way to a central processing facility.
We have state-of-the-art equipment to help with sorting the eggs, filtering eggs, and packaging the eggs. Every single egg that is produced on the farm will go through our egg grader. The grader will take photographs of each egg from multiple angles, from top, bottom, both ends of the egg.
Each egg is scanned and checked. Only those that meet the farm's standards move on.
The eggs also go through a crack detection module. That's where invisible hairline cracks on each egg is detected, and the cracked eggs will be rejected from the system, and only the good eggs will pass through.
Next, the eggs are packaged.
The whole process will take less than 24 hours. From the egg being laid to the egg landing on the supermarket shelf.
But not all farms in Singapore are on land. Just off Singapore's eastern coast, floating cages hold thousands of fish. This is one of Singapore's offshore fish farms.
If you keep catching the fish from the sea, you will have no more fish. Fish farming is really like replanting.
Running the farm is Malcolm. Here, the tides and currents do much of the work.
We have all the natural nutrients and natural currents, so the fish has to swim, and when the fish swims, the meat becomes more firm and yet is not tough and has the taste of the sea.
There are 4 floating farms in total, some closer to Singapore's west coast.
On the west side of Singapore, the water is more brackish. We grow the milkfish and the grey mullet primarily because the water conditions there are very suited for this fish. But on the east side, where I am right now, we have a very high salinity. So the fish that are grown here are like the sea bass, the snapper, and the golden pomfret.
Different waters suit different fish. The fish are raised to different sizes for different markets.
So for table size, it's about 500 to 800 grams. It takes between 12 to 18 months. And for fillet size, takes more than 2 years. So it's a long, long time.
Raising fish takes time and careful feeding.
There is fish protein in the feed, and it's formulated for the different stages of growth. For baby fish, they need a higher percentage of protein. For the baby fish, you can't just feed it and then run away. You have to slowly feed it. So we have to feed it at least 3 times a day. But for the big fish, we can feed it once a day.
Keeping fish healthy also means watching the water they live in.
Fish cannot call for help. So we have people who are experts and they look at the fish behavior and they can tell if the fish is not comfortable.
A sensor helps track what the fish cannot show.
The main thing that we're monitoring is oxygen level. So the sensor, the cloud software analyzes the data and then sends an alert through the farmer's handphone. Once it goes into a dangerous level, we have to take some action. And what we do is that we have engines and pumps around the farm. We pump a lot of air and it causes the water to be refreshed. And then the fish are then okay.
When orders come in, the harvest begins.
We will estimate how much fish we need. We will divide the net and we'll push the fish to one corner and we'll harvest the fish. Then the rest of the fish we don't want to disturb. We produce 1,000 tons of fish a year. We harvest Monday to Saturday, depending on the order, 3,000 to 5,000 fish every single day.
Out here, the farm's power has to be generated on site.
We can use very little power. It's because we grow fish in as natural a way as possible. You have the sunlight, you have the sea, you have the rain. So we primarily use the power for our night operations. We need some lights. We also have some chillers and freezers. Thankfully, the technology has advanced, so we have solar power. We set up the solar panels on top of our roof, and then we have batteries that collect the power, and then at night we use the power.
The farm itself was also built from scratch.
This farm is a fantastic example of the ingenuity of my workers. My workers have built this farm from scratch. We buy the recycled wood, and then we cut the wood, and we put everything together. 70% of the farm is recycled materials. My guys have to set up the lights, my guys have to do the electrical wiring.
One farm grows fish. Another grows eggs. Both are part of Singapore's efforts to strengthen its food supply.
Singaporeans should care more about where our products come from, especially when our local farms have such a high standard. I think we will all be missing out if we are not in the know of our local products.
Bringing in everything has a cost. When you fly in the fish, that cost is cost to our environment. There's carbon footprint. And of course, in times of crisis, it's important to have our own local fish.
2 farms, 2 very different environments. One growing upward on land, the other growing outward at sea. 2 ways that Singapore is producing more of its own food.